In this short tutorial video, we're going to discuss how to stop an out-of-control spell. So let's take a look at this spell. We're going to put the value of 1,000,000 into number box 1. Then we're going to repeat 1,000,000 times the following. Clear screen. So that's going to clear the emulated computer screen window. And we're going to print the contents of number box 1. Then we're going to go to sleep for about half a second. Then we're going to decrement the value within number box 1. And then we're going to simply end the repeat, and it'll loop over and over again for 1,000,000 times. Now, let's sort of get this started. So let's click on the cast button, and within a moment or two, we should start to see the results of this appearing here in the emulated computer screen window. Now, you'll notice how this is essentially counting down, and needless to say, there's a lot of counting down to be done if the goal is to get from 1,000,000 all the way down to 0. So here we are at approximately 999,978, 76, 75, so on and so forth. So how could we go about actually stopping this spell? And let's just say, for argument's sake, that this is an out-of-control spell. And there may be a lot of different ways in which a spell can kind of get out of control, especially if the spell that you're casting has huge values, as is the case here. So first and foremost, it's really important that you save whatever spell you're working on before you cast it, because if you have to shut down Alexia BASIC completely, right, in its entirety, you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you're having to recreate the spell you already created because you neglected to save it before you cast it. So if in doubt, always save your spell before you cast it. Now, let's assume, for argument's sake, that this spell has been saved, and that only now do we realize that instead of 1,000,000, we really wanted to just type in, say, 10. So how do we get this thing to stop, and how do we make sure that we're not destabilizing Alexia BASIC in a way that's going to create problems going forward as we cast more spells? So the safest, the fastest, and the most powerful way to stop an out-of-control spell is to simply come up here to the upper right-hand corner of Alexia BASIC. You see where there's that red highlight appearing and there's an X. You can simply click on that, and that will end Alexia BASIC, right? So the instance of Alexia BASIC that you happen to be running will come to an end. When you restart Alexia BASIC will be starting as if though the spell that you just cast never existed. So the spell box window will be empty, the emulated computer screen window will be empty, the input box will be empty, and of course the browser view will be back at our splash page, right, which just says Alexia BASIC. So it'll essentially take Alexia BASIC back to a state which is ready for new spells to be placed within the spell box and to be cast. That's why it's so important that you save any spell that you're working on before you cast it, so that then all you need to do is click on the load button. You can load the spell that you were working on. You can make whatever changes need to be made so that it doesn't get out of control, and then you can try casting the spell again. So in summary, the fastest, the safest, the most robust and powerful way to stop an out-of-control spell is to click on the upper right-hand X, which you see highlighted here. Well, within Alexia BASIC on your computer, that X might look a little bit different, but when you click on that, it will stop Alexia BASIC, and then you can restart Alexia BASIC. And of course, because you have saved the spell that you are working on, you can simply click on the load button, reload it, make whatever changes need to be made so that it doesn't become a spell that gets out of control, and then you can cast it again without, hopefully, any problem. Thanks for watching. Now please subscribe to our channel.